Hello everyone, welcome to my portfolio. I'm Ian and my topic is about musical data analysis. So I wanna research on whether contemporary music album or singles could be predicted by their lyrics or the musical indices. Furthermore, I will also research on the change of musical trend and people's taste toward music nowadays. So my 10 questions about my topics are like, could we predict genre of song based on the popular review, or identify specific genres like the blues or R&B music based on the tempo or beat? And could we find any clue of artist preference toward keynote? And for example, the sharp or flat key mode, major or minor key mode, could the key mode affect popularity of the songs? So let's find the answers here. On this page, as you can see the picture on your left, it's basically about the popular artists prefer to use specific keynote. And the most common keynote of pop songs is G major, and the least common keynote is B minor. I think G major represents a sense of excitement, happiness, so that audience can resonate with these beautiful songs. And the listeners highly value popular songs in the last 10 years, and the average score of popular songs is pretty high. I think that people always require some melodic songs to relieve their stress, and I think pop songs are their best. So if you look at this picture on your left, over the 50% of the popular songs are belongs to a legal. It means that artists nowadays are more likely to compose more fast songs. So let's move on to the next page. I will use the K-mean method to clustering the both the musical index data and the public review data. So basically MFCC means the sound spectrum, and I'm wondering whether some labels like the tempo beats or the MFCC could use to predict hip hop, jazz, and metal music, and result seems very nice. But however, these indices could not actually predict some other genres like blues music, pop music, or classical music. I think the basic reason is that there is not such difference of tempo and beats within blues and pop music. And however, if I use popularity and danceability as the critical indices, the pop songs and blues songs could be predicted very well. As you can see on the page, if I look at the next page, you can see that Selena Gomez and Dua Lipa are actually in the same group, which seems very correct because they are all pop singers, and they both have high popularity and high danceability. Therefore, musical softwares could take advantage of different music genres, and it can improve the satisfaction of customers as well, I think. So if I look at the next page, it is basically about the public review on popular songs. So I will use decision trees to classify each genre music. If I use tempo and beats as nodes, then the result seems very nice, and disco, country, or even hip hop are divided fairly well. However, if I change the parameters like the spectral bandwidth or roll off as decision nodes, the result seems very complicated, but it's still very accurate, and the accuracy value is still very high. So if I look at the text data, which is the public review of each genre for music, I assume that if the public reviews focus on lyrics of the song, then the song is more likely to be hip hop. However, if public reviews concentrate more on the vocal, then the song tends to be the pop songs. That is very interesting. Music surveys could also utilize these public reviews to identify some the genre of music, especially based on the most liked reviews. And some, these notes on the decision trees are very interesting as well. For example, smart, or the word smart could be used to divide electronic and metal music, because metal music requires very smart keynotes and smart melody. So let's move on to the next page. On this page, I will talk about the tags of each popular artist. Tags is very important because each artist, we have to set the tags for each artist, and this is a huge problem for online music platform. The majority of the popular artists have several tags. For example, Selena Gomez should be labeled as pop and dance. After deep research, there are some important relationships among these labels, like the British artist and rock songs. These two words have a very strong relationship, and if choosing a British artist randomly, they are more likely to compose the English rock music. And then there's some, very complicated history behind it, that in about 17,000 to 18,000, that a lot of complex pieces are created, and the symphony becomes a very prominent feature of classical period music. Therefore, I think these very interesting association could be utilized to label each artist and even predict the artist's tags based on only one or two tags that we have already known. So let's move on to the next page. On this page, I will use Naive Bayes for my record data. And in these years, everyone is gonna know which artist could win the Grammy Award. I think Grammy Award is the most prestigious award in the world. Therefore, it's very important to predict whether an artist will win this award based on their musical genres, popularity, country, or even keynotes. So if you look at the result, it basically shows that if the artist is much popular than other artists, the artist is more likely to win the Grammy Award. And the keynote is also important, since the G major and C sharp major are very common music, and the music using these keynotes are more likely to win the Grammy Award. And this all of my portfolio. So after all, I think that music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to your imagination, and life to everything. I hope that my portfolio to help you better learn the truth of music. And if you have some suggestions and comments, please give the comments below.